was wrong with F. He had changed from when they were young, and not for the better. Of course, there were those who looked to end his reign of terror. G called out with his horn to enlist the help of his ABC allies. Together, of course, there were those who looked to end his reign of terror. G called out with his horn to enlist the help of his ABC allies. Bane's ghostly body faded away like dust in the wind. And even that was a better fate than that of I. The poor little guy was jumped on and squashed repeatedly, eventually becoming never to be heard from again. While Kay was left in a state of shock, having just witnessed the death of his dearest friend. But F would have no mercy on him. He forced Kay to become a... Though, when they finally arrived, L showed up to save the day just in the nick of time, along with his entire group of superheroes, LMNOP. See, they were seen as the protectors of the alphabet. Each of them had a very special gem that gave them immense power. M was able to break free from F using his super strength, allowing him to fly away to safety. But the attacks of N and O were much less successful, barely doing any kind of damage. Blue power in hand, he retreated back to his cavernous lair, locking up I away for good. After losing the semicolon crystal, N became normal once again. Disgusted by his failure, L and O flew away. One letter in particular, Q. Frantically, it didn't take long for F to claim another victim. He attacked R and dragged him back to his... He was heading straight for S. Try as they might, the heroes were too late to save S. The letter had been eaten by F, slurped down like a spaghetti noodle. L and O were the first to arrive. They tried to stop F in his tracks with their magical auras, but F had become too powerful. He easily shrugged off their attacks using the semicolon gem he stole from N earlier, and wasted no time collecting the colon and period gems from L and O. He felt all the force energy of the punctuation crystals flowing through him. Soon, no one would be strong enough to defeat him. Letters tried to stand up to F, but not even M in all his super strength. She was able to calm a freeze ray he had just stolen from M, leaving her locked in time. F has won. With 4 of the 6 punctuation gems in hand, he possessed abilities no other letter would dare to fight. That is, except for C, who had always been brave in the face of danger. Unfortunately, that would ever defeat F. They fired until they realized F had more tricks up his sleeve. Somehow, he was able to disguise P as himself. G hadn't saved the day. He had shot his love. And with that, a new word inside N's mind is formed. Coward. N thought back to everyone that had died or been captured. How no one was able to save them, including LMNOP, the supposed saviors of this realm. How was he going to stand up to F now? Meanwhile, F went back to his mountain to prepare for the final phase of his evil plan before being stopped in his tracks by X. X started to being the chivalrous dispatched by F. As Y mourned the loss of X, F began to set his trap. He plopped against the sides of the wall, creating oozing puddles of disgusting black goo. Then he vomited up S, locking him and R in chains alongside I, E, and D. Clearly, he was trying to spell out something. It seemed that F no longer needed the gems. The crystals placed themselves along the path inside the mountain as a sort of trail heading straight for F. The other letters cautiously entered. N, transfixed, started to pick up the gems one by one as his team was slowly picked apart. M, U, G, A, all taken away by the gross black darkness spread by F. It seemed as if N would be next. A giant set of sharp teeth filled the tunnel like a flood, and N was forced to flee. But instead of killing N, it led him all the way to F's inner sanctum. N wasted no time retrieving the last of the punctuation gems and transforming into his final form, unleashing an attack of rainbow energy directly at F. And it done it. He defeated F with the power of love. Or was it actually the power of evil?
Real country style ribs on an Arby's sandwich.
Yeah, my money.
As N got closer, he finally realized what F was trying to spell. The word friends. No one knew how or what F was planning, except the wise Q, who had finally managed to catch up to the others. Q explained to everyone the prophecy he had foretold long ago. F and the other letters used to be younger, so young in fact that they were all lowercase, and everyone got along, playing and dancing. That is, of course, until L and O decided to beat up N. L launched O like a slingshot towards the sappy letter and then mocked his insignificance. F, being the good friend he was, decided to pull off a hilarious prank as revenge. He corralled up the letter A-R-N-T to help him spell fart. The gross flatulence as a result was loud and stinky enough to be heard throughout the entire alphabet, even killing H. But L and O would not be made fools of. Gems we know today. They pushed F in RIC round, blasting out his teeth, even tripping him. F continued to cry. His final tear became the question mark crystal, the last gem to be completed. It seemed like no one cared for F anymore, so he ran away to the mountain in solitude. As the years passed, F grew older and more bitter. He became an uppercase letter and started preparing his scheme. Deep down, F wasn't evil. He was just lonely and heartbroken, and wanted nothing more to be loved once again by his old friends. You see, it's important to realize that no one letter is good or bad. They all come together to make something bigger than themselves. An alphabet united can quickly become untied, and real fun so easily turns into funeral. In the end, the alphabet is what you make of it, and some of the deepest wounds can only be cured by time, and some restful sleep.